What's going on, everyone? So it's not a secret that Glock is a reliable and dependable quality handgun, with the exception of the G44. Now the G44, my experience, I did a review on it. Out of 150 rounds, I only had one failure. Everything else, it shot pretty well. The sights were kind of a little bit off, but that's not relevant. But other than for the exception of the G44, yeah, Glock's known to be a good handgun. But is it worth the $500 price tag plus? A lot of times, most of the Glocks are actually more expensive than $500. Are they worth that price tag that they go for? Now, real quick, before we get too far, we're less than 300 subscribers away for the Taurus G3 giveaway. So if you're wanting to get into that, hit that subscribe button down below. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing the giveaway, and there's a previous video that kind of goes over the details on that, so check that out. So we all know that Glock's a quality handgun. Majority of police and military and everybody carry that. So this isn't a question of are they a good gun or not, because it's given they are a pretty good gun. So some of the complaints that I hear about Glock that some of them I can relate to from the times I've shot them, and some of them I really can't. One of them, the first complaint, is the sights. Everybody hates the sights. The sights are terrible. For a $500 handgun, they still come with plastic sights, which I will agree with. That the sight should be higher quality for the price tag that you get on a Glock. Now, if you want different sights, you can get them, but I'll get into that in a little bit. The second one is the trigger. They're saying that the trigger pull is too light and it caused them to get an accidental discharge. Now, I can't really relate to this one because I felt the trigger was just fine for me. It's actually slightly, I mean, not enough to really notice, but slightly heavier than the Taurus G3 trigger. So I don't think the trigger is personally bad, but that is a complaint that I have read or heard someone say quite a bit. The third one is the finger grooves on the grip. Now, personally, I've shot the older generations of the Glock. I haven't even shot the Gen 5 yet, but on the older generations, the finger grooves felt fine to me, but I can understand where somebody with different size hands or something might not feel the same way. So that was a complaint, but they corrected that with the Gen 5, like you can see in the photo. So they've kind of did some work to correct that issue, but that was one complaint that I heard quite a bit. Another one is these plastic magazines. So occasionally I hear that these magazines, when they're ejecting, when they're empty, they're kind of getting hitched right there. And then they're having to pull them out to put the new one in. Somebody said that if you just replace this with like a full metal magazine, that resolves this issue. And some people don't have this problem at all. So from what I'm being told, that the issue is actually the plastic sliding on the plastic or polymer, whatever you want to call it. And it's causing so much friction that it's just a light stick. It's not actually like force or anything. It's just enough to where it's just catching, so it doesn't just drop freely, so you can grab your next mag and just throw it in. So that's some of the complaints that I've heard about Glocks. Now let's discuss some of the things that make them kind of dominate in the handgun industry, especially compared to other things in their price point or the cheaper handguns. People trust their lives with Glocks. Now, one of the things is that a lot of people feel you can just pull a Glock right out of the box and you don't even have to clean it, anything. It's good to go. They are ready. They are ready to defend themselves, to defend their families, everything like that. So that is probably one of the first things that I'll say that I hear about Glock more than other the competition. Now, the second thing is the countless aftermarket options. So if you don't like the sights, go get new sights. There are a ton of them. If you don't like the trigger, go get a new trigger. There's a ton of them. The aftermarket options for Glock is absurd compared to almost any other handgun, if not actually more than any other handgun. I mean, there are specific stores that are just about Glocks and different modifications you can do for them. Even different companies make mag extensions that are producing other firearms just because those mags actually go into their firearms. So they even take Glock mags. If you have an issue with that magazine sticking, there are so many options. I mean, they even have drum mags for Glocks. And so another thing is that if you want to kind of put it into, say, like one of the microonies like this one over here, that's an option that supposedly it will improve. It's a controversial topic, but it'll improve your range when you're shooting and stuff like that for accuracy at a longer distance. Now, some people have kind of debunked this and said that they're actually more accurate with just the handgun versus using one of the micro-ronies, but it is a pretty cool option that gives you something that you can do. Like I said just a minute ago, things like the Chris Vector, for instance, they take Glock mags besides the 22. We're not really discussing the 22 right now, but if you get like the 9mm, the 10mm, the 40, the 45, they take Glock magazines. And in fact, the Vector, Chris, the company, makes mag extensions for the Glock mags that give you like plus 30 and plus 40. So even companies that are production of other firearms are making essentially accessories that go with your Glock. I personally considered picking up a Glock for myself, but I think I'm going to hold out for the Palmetto State Armory PS9 Dagger. That's for another video to discuss that, but I'm kind of interested in that just because it is a Glock clone for $300, and I kind of want to see how well it is. So I guess my summary is kind of, if you've got the budget and you're looking for a Glock, are you going to be disappointed? Absolutely not. Glocks are great firearms. If you don't have that budget, but you need a gun or a firearm quickly, are you going to miss out by getting something like the Taurus G3 or the Ruger Security 9, things like that? In my opinion, I'm going to get some hate for this, but no, not really. My Taurus G3 is super reliable. I have no complaints whatsoever with it. The Ruger Security 9, a lot of people love Ruger. I know I got a little bit of hate on my Ruger video that I made just because it's not quite for me. I'm not saying that the Ruger is a bad handgun. I liked it. It's just not something that I personally would buy. I wouldn't pay almost additional $100 for it over what I have. That's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that you're going to have the same experience. The Ruger might feel better to you. That's also a different topic. We'll get back on the topic. So if you're looking to get a Glock, I absolutely don't think you're going to go wrong getting one. They're a great handgun. I mean, that's given. You can ask almost anybody. I mean, they have a huge following, almost like a cult for Glock. So they are a great option. If you go with something like the Ruger or the Taurus, you're going to miss out on that endless supply of aftermarket parts. So if that's something that's really big deal to you, Glock is definitely the way to go. Holster options. You're going to have a ton of holster options. Actually, I think every single company that makes holsters makes a holster for Glock because they are such a common handgun. Most people carry them. Military, police, personal people. I mean, people that I know, almost every single person I know at least has like a Glock or something like that has multiple firearms. Now, if you're just looking to get a handgun, I don't think it's going to be a night or day difference if you get a Glock versus, say, a Ruger Security 9 or a Taurus or something like that. Now, a lot of people will strongly disagree with me on that, and I'll actually probably get some thumbs down on this video just because I stated that. But from my experience, the Glock is a excellent handgun, but I don't think it's a night and day difference over a Taurus G3 or a Ruger Security 9. That's just my opinion. Everybody has one. At the end of the day, what really matters is protecting yourself and protecting your loved ones. So having a firearm, regardless what the make model is, as long as it fires and you can trust it, it's a good firearm. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. My normal routine of filming and stuff like that is kind of put to a halt. Our state is going into a lockdown, which we can still go places and things like that. But on top of that, ammo is very short. Every time I go try to find 9mm, I cannot because there's a lot of videos that I'm trying to film with 9mm. And every time I go to the store, it's gone. I have some 22, but I just don't want to make 22 videos all day long. However, it is fun to go plink with them. So, I mean, I still go plink. I don't film every time I go shoot. But, yeah, ammo is short right now. It is what it is. Regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy that video. I'll catch y'all later.